Good morning, and welcome everyone. So I'm Ritesh, co-founder, CEO of BrowserStack. Along with me today, my co-founder, Nakul, and our team from Europe and India are here to probably host you for our first day-long event in London. We have been doing this for 2.5 years, but usually it's been half day or a few hours. But just because we're getting amazing traction, I think we decided this year to probably make it a full day. We are contemplating, should we convert this into probably UK's largest testing conference? Hopefully, one fine day we'll probably get there as well. So today, we're going to talk a lot about AI. And how we are, as BrowserStack, transforming testing with AI, and all the cool stuff that we have been launching for the last 12 months. So just to give you a glimpse how many cool stuff we are launching, for the first 10 years of our existence, we had 5 products. Just last 12 months alone, we have launched 8 products. We are probably like 5x our engineering team. We're really doubling down into like AI and all the tools we want to build on the testing side. So this is my favorite slide. This is how I like introducing BrowserStack. We have 50,000 customers across 130 countries. US, UK, and Europe is our probably major part of our business. We have customers across all industries and all different sizes as well. So we cater to like startups, to probably like companies of mid-size, to probably large companies with almost 1 million employees. And we are present in almost every Fortune 500 company in some small shape or probably large presence. UK and London. So as I said, UK is probably our second largest market, followed by US. London itself, we have over 3,000 customers. If you just look into probably a 5-kilometer radius from this location, I was actually looking into Google Maps, we would have almost 2,000 customers. So that's the size and scale of presence we have in London. Of all the logos that you're seeing, or the customers here, we are working with many of these customers in partnering with them in transforming their testing with probably AI and all the new products that we have been building. Apart from that, Mark did mention in the beginning, our first StackConnect was London. We got about 10 people. I still remember that. So it's close to my heart. Nakul and I make sure, no matter how many StackConnect World Tour events we are doing, we are always present in the London one. And it's been growing. The first one was 10. The last one we did, we got about 100 folks, and today probably almost close to 250 is what we are expecting. So I'll take you through the journey of BrowserStack of the last 14 years, and then what lies ahead and where we want to go. But before I quickly get into that, I want to share a nugget of my past before BrowserStack. So Nakul and I, we've been together for almost 25 years now. We tried our hands on a lot of ideas, different startups. But it was one startup back 2005. We worked on it for 3 years. It was sentiment analysis of reviews. We worked on, we used machine learning, natural language processing for 3 years. Read pretty much every research paper that was launched back then. Unfortunately, the technology was not good enough to probably use in our day-to-day life. But I wish we had deep learning and LLM 20 years back. But I can tell you with deep learning and LLM, AI is real now. There's so many industries that are going to get unlocked with AI. And the number one is probably going to be robotics. Robotics has been there for the last 40 years, but it's the AI that's probably going to play a very important role in unlocking it. So, okay, starting the BrowserStack journey. So Nakul and I, before BrowserStack, we were consulting. We were making web applications for the various companies across the globe. And there was one problem that we encountered again and again. We were on a MacBook, and testing on the Internet Explorer browser was a pain in the ass. I'm not sure how many of you know the devil old IE browser. And so we decided it's a far problem. I'm sure it will be a problem for a lot of other developers worldwide. So we just simply decided, let's actually package the IE browser inside the Chrome browser. That's it. And probably give it for free, share it to the world, and just get the feedback, how people like it or not. Took about 4 months. And to our surprise, within a week, we got over 10,000 beta users. And then quite a few of them were, hey, can we actually pay for this? We were like, hey, we would never pay for this. I don't know why these guys want to pay for it. And it was a couple of years afterwards when I realized the free tool was so bad. They thought that if they actually pay for it, they will probably get a better product. But that really validated the need of why we started, and that probably laid the foundation of starting BrowserStack. Since then, our journey began. Year one, we had 1,000 paying customers, and it was just 2 of us working out of coffee shop. After that, we just listened to our customers. They probably showed us the path of what we should build next. So they were like, hey, you're good in IE browser. Why don't you build all the browsers for us? So hence we went into cross-browser testing. After that, it was, hey, you have an amazing platform. Can I use it for automation? So we actually went into our automate products. Then came the wave for mobile devices. It took us 3.5 years of R&D to build a global, scalable mobile device infrastructure, which now we host over 30,000 devices across 21 data centers worldwide. It's from Europe to US, Australia, India. We probably have a full global coverage there. So, and I'm not sure how many of you know, like though our name says BrowserStack, most of our business at this point in time is actually mobile devices. So ideally, we should be calling ourselves Mobile Stack. And then it was about 3 years back where we decided that, hey, why just browsers and mobile in testing? Why don't we actually make an entire test platform of all amazing testing products in one place? Since then, in the last 3 years, we have gone from 5 to 21 products. And by end of next year, we plan to get to 30 products. And that probably would almost finish or complete the entire testing suite or portfolio that we would have. So ideally, we should be calling ourselves a test stack now. And our ambition doesn't end there. We've already started dabbling and thinking about what are the next products that we should build beyond testing. So if you see at the bottom of the slides, accessibility, we started with accessibility testing. But now we have a whole suite of products around accessibility for developers, designers, compliance folks, and so on. And we'll talk a lot more about it, but that's the future. I think we want browser stack to mobile stack to test stack, and in the future, we want to become a developer stack. A quick data of how, at a scale we operate, we're bigger than the next 4 testing companies put together. I wanted to share a few of the numbers. we probably have 21. The one point I want to call out here is the global presence. I did mention we have 30,000 devices across 21 data centers, but additionally, we are hosting almost 1,000 events this year worldwide. So StackConnect is one of our series. The other one that we do are testing meetups. We are almost hosting 500 meetups worldwide. And then we are working with a lot of our customers to probably host AI and developer events within their organization as well. So I remember I was in US last month, and one customer was like, hey, I have my teams in Europe, I have my teams in India. More specifically, he was like, I have my teams in Chennai. Hey, can you probably host events for us in our offices? And we are actually doing that for them across the globe. Okay, so I want to introduce the new browser stack here, where we are not just browsers and mobile devices. We want to be everything that you need in testing with AI in every step. And we want to make sure that every product that we make in our platform is actually the best-in-class product. We heard you all probably 2 years back. It was in this London StackConnect, the first time we presented this. The first concern was, hey, I don't want to compromise on quality of product. I want the best-in-class product out there. So that's one of our foundational principles. The other one was we don't want to get stuck in a platform. As a developer, I want my freedom to, again, probably switch in and out if my priorities change or we think there is another better tool out there. So that probably led to our second foundational principle of test platform, which is it's going to be open and flexible. So though we would have 30 products in our portfolio, if you want to use 12, you can still use 5 products, which are actually from some other vendors. And we will collaborate and work with the entire ecosystem to make sure that we are delivering the best value to you. So this is our suite of products at this point in time. We'll go through it one by one. So first, we have products primarily for your web application and mobile application. But recently, we have entered into enterprise applications as well. So we have launched Salesforce Test Automation. And our ambition is to probably launch one platform for all enterprise test automation. I'll start from the left, top left, go one by one. So live is the reason BrowserStack is what it is today. That's our marquee flagship product. Even to this date, we get over 1.2 million registrations for our live product. That's what we are known as BrowserStack. Testing toolkit is going to be the future of manual testing. We want to make sure manual testing is productive and fun. So we're actually packaging all the tools, including live, bug capture, responsive testing, to name few, into one suite of products that's going to be testing toolkit. We have 15 products right now, and we plan to add another 10. It is also going to have a lot of our AI agents as well. But it's primarily designed for manual testing. Then moving on to low-code automation. I think low-code automation products have existed for almost 10 years in testing. But it is only with AI that we believe it's actually now real, that you can use low-code automation tool and do automation at scale. We probably believe in 5 years, there may not be any need to use any automation open source platform. Playwright, Selenium, and so on, we may not have a need to use them anymore. The next one is the website scanner. We particularly launched this product for web applications which have a huge number of pages. Let's take an example, Booking.com. Probably have millions of pages on various properties, and the content keeps getting refreshed or changed. It's very difficult to keep a tab on every page out there. So that's where website scanner comes into picture. You can test the templates, but you cannot keep an eye on every page that you have on your website. We are seeing an amazing traction of this product, and we thought it's going to be primarily for like retail, e-commerce, but surprisingly, we are seeing a lot of traction from banks as well. Even banks, they might have thousands of pages, but they want to make sure not a single page has any errors. Each one of them is accessibility compliant. There are no broken links. There are no spell error issues, and so on. Then on the accessibility side, so as I already mentioned, we have a whole suite of accessibility. But what I would call out as really special in our accessibility suite is we are the only company that provides a full stack accessibility solution for mobile apps. Then we have a Spectra rule engine to probably help you automate accessibility to a large extent. And on top of it, we are adding AI to probably further take automation to the next level. We think the biggest problem in accessibility right now is there's a lot of manual work that needs to happen, and it's not shift left ready. And those are the two problems we want to solve in accessibility. Going on to the middle one, the center column, the automate testing, a lot of you would be familiar with it. That's our browsers and mobile devices to be used with Selenium, Playwright, Appium, and so on at scale. Visual testing, we acquired Percy right in the beginning of COVID. It's been 5 years, and it has actually grown 5-folds in 5 years with us. We have been heavily investing on Percy. Now we have visual testing for mobile apps as well. And as I said, low-code automation is one product that we believe is going to be game changer with AI. The second one is going to be visual testing. So one of the biggest roadblocks in visual testing has been false positives and manual review of differences. But if you actually look into our recent AI agent that we have launched in visual testing, it probably reduces that by 90%. And it reaches a point where the 10% doesn't matter anymore. So we dramatically reduce the false positives. And at the same time, the screenshot differences that we are doing are far more accurate with AI. I'm not sure we're going to cover the demo today, but I think downstairs, definitely, if you're keen, probably look at the demo for the AI agent in Percy. Moving on to load testing. This is our recent release, just a few months old, focusing on browser-based load testing. Definitely, we are going to probably support load testing for API and backends, but the primary reason that we are launching this product is to create an insane amount of load from our infrastructure of browsers and even mobile devices. We have a lot of customers who have come to us, how can we leverage your global mobile data center of 30,000 devices to create an insane amount of load on our mobile apps and probably test them out. Then Salesforce test automation. I already said, again, a recent launch. We want to build a whole suite of enterprise test automation. Then the custom device lab. So this has been a surprise for us. For a long period of time, we thought, hey, we can have all the mobile requirements on one cloud of 30,000 devices. But then when we almost interviewed 100 customers and met 20 customers in person, we realized there were a lot of these corner cases or special devices customers had that they have to struggle to host on their own. where we almost had an entire data center and set up to host devices. So I'll take an example. If you need to use SIM cards on your mobile devices, you need custom settings or custom configuration. You probably want to host any kind of device like watches, Apple watches, Fitbits, smart TVs, or even POS devices. We recently worked with Stripe. Stripe has launched its POS device, point of sale, and they actually came to us, hey, can you host the whole device lab for us for POS devices? So we are hosting it for Stripe. And one by one, gradually, we are actually working with Stripe customers as well. So the custom device lab, pretty much like, we want to take all the hassle away from you for hosting any device internally. And we will host it for you, and you can actually integrate in your automation suites. Next one is the Test Companion. This is an alpha. We are not going to talk much about it today, but it's coming soon. Hopefully, in the next StackConnect event, this is going to be our main showstopper. I'm sure everyone knows about Cursor, Copilot. This is going to be the game changer in testing. It's only going to sit in IDE, and we are probably going to integrate all our 20 AI agents into your IDE with this Test Companion. We are doing an alpha right now with selected customers. If you're interested, please let us know. But we are probably going to have a full release the next time we see you all here. Moving on to the last column, the test management. I know most of you use test management, but we are really reinventing the test management tool. If you see, we have 20 AI agents. Almost 8 of them actually are with the test management tool. At the same time, we are integrating quality engineering insights and test reporting and analytics inside our test management tool as well. Bug capture is the recent acquisition that we have done. Bird Eats Bug. We are seeing good traction, but at the same time, instead of selling it separately, we have actually bundled it inside our testing toolkit. The last two, testing of AI apps. This was a request that we have been getting for the last 12 months. That internally in our organization, we are building a lot of AI agents, AI applications. How do we test them? So we are building a whole AI development platform where evals is going to be one part of it. And the last one, are another recent acquisition of Requestly. We are getting into API testing, and hopefully in the future, an entire suite of API development products as well. I've been speaking. I'm a little tired now, but I'll open up the floor for questions. Any questions you may have on any of these products? Yeah, so the question is, how are we making sure with Test Companion, we are not hallucinating users, where AI tends to do it. So we make sure that we actually never hallucinate our customers with any AI agent. So a lot of these AI agents have been undercooking for almost 12, 18 months. So we just don't wrap them up with prompt over ChatGPT. But there's a lot of work that goes into it to make sure we have a higher accuracy, high coverage, and probably there is almost zero hallucination. So these agents have been being built over years, and then all of them are getting merged into Test Companion. So when we launch Test Companion, we'll make sure there is no hallucination. Yes?
The question is with respect to knowledge for this Test Companions works better. So would once it's been there, would that require to access to all my the repo of my automations?
Yes, it's going to be probably an add-on to your IDE. So your IDE already has access to your repo and your code anyways, basically. Yes.
So your stack looks already impressive, so congratulations for that. But what I wanted to know is, this still looks a little bit from outset or from the front end side of it. Do you have anything in your roadmap where it goes little deeper than that? So very recent issue from Cloudflare, which actually sat 2 or 3 level below than looking at UI or even API. Do you have anything in your roadmap which actually can maybe leverage AI or automation to make sure those are those checks, the settings and the file format, those things are part of your normal automation? Is that something BrowserStack?
Which settings?
So the issue for Cloudflare, especially, it wasn't something any of this tool would have uncovered, I'm assuming. It is something which goes with the maybe monthly upgrades, stuff like that, file copying. Do you work towards maybe getting them added to your suite of solutions?
Not yet, but let me take that as a feedback. We're taking a note. As I said, we haven't completed the whole suite yet. We still have to make a lot of products next year, and that's why we are doing this. We want a lot of feedback and ideas here.
Hi, quick one regarding to the test companion. So since so many AI is integrated with that IDE, so if I ask any question to ChatGPT or Copilot, I'm getting a different response if I am asking the same questions also. Since in this feature you are integrating so many AI into the one, then how we will get the response?
It's going to be a chat method of probably writing code. So let me take an example. You're probably in your IDE, and you're probably like, hey, as a developer, you're probably committing a code, you're changing the UI. Then and there itself, a developer can say, hey, look, can you actually generate test cases for me of the recent UI changes that I've done? So it can generate playwright scripts out of the box, Selenium scripts. But at the same time, if you say, OK, no, I just don't want functional tests. Can you even recommend me accessibility tests? You recommend me visual tests and so on. It actually will generate all the test cases for you then and there itself.
So one more question in that one. So if I ask anything with the Copilot or ChatGPT, even though I'm asking the same question with the 2 AI agent, sometimes I got a different response.
Yes.
So since it's you mentioned like 5 AI is integrated with this feature, then how from BrowserStack you are doing that mechanism to get the response?
So there are 2 parts of it. One, AI is not deterministic right now. So whichever AI tool you're using, you probably use it again and again with the same question. It will keep answering differently. So that's just like an underlying thing with the LLMs right now. So that's all AI products are probably going to have that, not just us. But that is a reason we believe AI should be used in an assisted mode first. You probably use LLMs to get an output, but then as a human, you have to probably vet it out. Yes, it's great, and let's move forward. Yeah.
First of all, thank you for this presentation. It's really nice to see what you have developed. So my question is about AI Evals. Is it a tool that will help you evaluate AI responses to queries, evaluate the quality of responses? And could you share some more information regarding this?
Yes, we are going to do that. I'll probably connect you to my team to probably share more details on the AI with you.
Yes, please. Thank you.
It's a pretty large suite for testing the responses, for observability, and there's a lot of cool stuff in there going on. Yes. Sorry.
Hello.
Yeah.
So I've got a question again about the test companion. So I'm a bit wary about installing an add-on to the IDE because I know for a fact that they send telemetry data. A lot of these companies train on your tests and code bases. What exactly is the test companion? Is this just something that talks to your cloud, or is this some local model that you put in to your IDE, basically?
No, I would say just really think about it being a co-pilot or a cursor, but more designed for probably writing test data, test code. If you want to write Selenium scripts at scale, it can probably help you do that. You want to change your test scripts. Because the functionality changed, my tests are breaking. Can you actually go debug and fix my code, test code? It will probably do that as well.
Okay.
And we probably are not going to share the data with anyone. I think that's a principle we have across our entire testing platform. It's irrespective of Test Companion or any of our product you use, we make sure that none of the data is actually being used to train or probably even like shared with any other LLMs right now.
Good to know. I've also got another one before I pass the mic. You mentioned before to another member of the audience about how you are guaranteeing no hallucination and that you aren't just making a wrapper to ChatGPT.
Yes.
I'm interested to know because, like you also said, AI is very deterministic. Like hallucinations are a matter of, when, not if.
Yeah,
So
I think no one can get rid of hallucination, but before we launch an agent or a product, we work on it for almost 1 or 2 years to heavily reduce the amount of hallucination. We can't get it down to 0, but really narrow it down to a low single digit.
So does this have to do with the way you're bundling up all these agents together, or? Okay.
It's probably about how we use LLM. We probably internally call it like AI engineering, where how to best cobble together all the LLMs and probably have the whole maker and checker system in place. So when you actually use our test case generator, for example, as an AI agent, we actually call LLMs more than 20 times to probably reduce the amount of errors, improve our coverage, and reduce the amount of hallucination. So we do a lot of internal AI engineering. Yeah. We can talk more about it in my 101. So,
that's all right.
Yes.
Hello. Over here.
Yes.
Good morning. Hi there. I have a question. How is the evaluation engine, the AI evaluation engine works? Is it per project basis, or it is more of a globalized, centralized learning system, learning model?
I'm sorry, it's not a learning system. So it's basically, let's say we are building our test case generator as an AI agent. When we are building that agent, we need to make sure that it's tested on a test data. When we are launching it to our customers, we want to make sure what are the error rates customers are getting, what is the coverage in real time and observability. So we help with that. Even when you're actually building your prompts to make the AI agent, it probably helps you with the prompting as well. So it's a full stack from the beginning till the end of the entire life cycle of probably building, managing, and testing your AI agents.
But so the AI itself is not learning anything for the project?
Not here at this point in time.
Okay, thank you.
With regards to your test automation stack, I can see that you've got the Salesforce test automation as one of the functionalities. Have you thought about CRM? You'd be surprised to know within the country, the housing as a market use CRM, especially the Microsoft D365 being the precise tool, because I come from the housing association myself. You'd be surprised to see the larger market out there. What are your views to explore and probably venture into the CRM world? That's the question. Thank you.
You mean testing of CRM? Yes. So definitely. I did mention we are just barely getting started with Salesforce. But once we actually perfect the product, get a lot of customer feedback, once we are confident, we know how to probably crack enterprise app testing, we'll probably go in and actually cover as many enterprise apps as possible. And one thing I forgot to mention, Salesforce Test Automation is our first AI native product. So it's not just another probably record and play, and you probably record steps and generate scripts in Salesforce. So hence, we are probably taking our good time to make really a wonderful product there.
Hello. So I think continuing to the same question that the previous member asked, like I think in Salesforce, test automation is a tricky area because if you see the current market trends, like people prefer to go to Provar or Tosca.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to choose BrowserStack, what would be the salient features?
Yeah, I think, as I said, it's an AI native product. Uh, the moment you first time get into the product, you actually have to prompt, which is miles different from what probably like Tosca or Provar is. And we also believe the whole enterprise app test automation, not just Salesforce, is going to be completely automated with AI in the next few years. Just because the context window is very limited. Let's say when you're using Salesforce, you know that, hey, it's my CRM. I do code to cash process there, and so on. It already has its own schema of HTML and CSS. So you'll probably see a huge difference in automation and managing and maintenance of scripts when you use our product.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. So we have a lot of AI tools in the market, Gemini being one of them,
Yes.
Playwright MCP tools, OpenAI. What is the actual distinguisher on BrowserStack that you would expect a customer to leave the AI agents that are available free in the market
Yes.
to explore BrowserStack? Because being part of BlackRock, we explore a lot on AI. We do a lot around Gemini, Playwright MCPs, and OpenAI. So what would be the factor that somebody would move from a free tool, which is openly available, to BrowserStack?
Yes, so very good question. We probably look at AI universe in probably three parts. One, you probably have general purpose LLMs. Now that could be your OpenAIs or probably Gemini and so on. They're probably not designed to get a particular job done brilliantly well. Let's take an example, test case generation again. The best prompt you can do with Gemini or ChatGPT, you will never be able to get more than 80% accuracy. Your coverage would never be more than 60%. And we have done it endless number of times. The second solution in the AI world is to probably use open source tools. Again, same problem. They tend to be wrappers over and above LLMs. So you can only go so far with them. Whereas the third strategy is, can you probably go with the best-in-class product that is heavily invested in building AI, where you actually get the best accuracy, best coverage, and it actually integrates in your workflow. Right? So internally at BrowserStack now, we started 2 years back, hey, let's actually build AI internally, let's do all of this. Customer support was the first thing. Hey, customer support is going to vanish, it's going to be taken over by AI. So we started building it ourselves. We got 30% productivity, then we went to 40%, and then we realized we actually have 6 engineers working on it full time. And I was like, our business is not to optimize our internal customer support. Now we are actually getting rid of that, and we are actually buying a tool. We've been evaluating, again, on same principles. And one by one, for all parts of our business, we are actually going with the best tool that actually helps us deliver that productivity. Cost is always an angle, but that's usually the second or third variable. I think it's the quality of AI product is the first variable that we are looking into. And we have stopped building every AI stuff in-house now. I wish, like how Cursor or Copilot is a game changer, I wish we have something like this for every job in BrowserStack. So.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's regarding accessibility. So in our day-to-day, we use TV applications to test apps. And one of the core accessibility features is text-to-speech. That's quite manual dependent. I'm just wondering, have you found a way to automate that for mobile applications?
Yes. We have been automating that. We just launched it for mobile apps about 3 months back. And now actually we are actually taking that solution to the web applications as well. As I said, our principle is we want to automate a huge part of accessibility and bring it shift left. And probably like screen recorder automation has been a problem that we have finally cracked after investing for 12 months.
Does that involve utilizing AI? as part of that text-to-speech?
I'm sorry?
When automating it, are you using AI involved with text-to-speech, or is it just...
Not AI for that particular part, but AI is now the next generation of evolution of our accessibility products that's going to happen with AI. We are almost, just to tease in, we are almost thinking that do you even have to do accessibility testing anymore? Can you probably use AI to just probably fix the code real time to probably make sure the code in itself is accessible? So there is a lot of brainstorming we are doing internally of what is the next future of accessibility testing looks like.
Testing's inherently quite an iterative process, and feedback from either the results of your test or performance on the site or errors that come up usually go back into the new cases that you have to write. And as you said, currently these tools don't learn. What's the roadmap looking like on building feedback into the use of these tools?
Good one. That is one of the candidates for the next year products that we want to build. So one is the feedback loop, and the other one that we are actually very seriously contemplating is test data generation. Again, we believe with AI, it can probably have a magical solution to the problem. Right? So Mark, can we have the gentleman probably ask a question here?
Thank you. For testing the whole product, if you look at the pyramid of testing, if you start with unit testing, for designing the test, it's manageable. The context that you need to test a small function is very easy. But when you go up to the pyramid, when you want to design end-to-end test, the scenario is sometimes a little more complicated. You have to think of different steps. And if you want to involve the AI into the designing, you have to give AI an overall context of what the whole code base is all about, what the whole goal of this project is all about. And also you may need to give it some visualization, some UX design. So I want to know, how do you approach high-level tests, and how do you solve this problem?
Very good question. So when we are actually building our AI agents, they pretty much operate at a feature level. Hey, I want to make this feature. I want to change this feature. Can you probably make me more productive? But it's in Test Companion. We actually would have access to your entire code base. We know what application you are, what code have you written, and we can actually start suggesting a much larger change and recommendation of your test strategy. But at this point in time, we are fairly limited to each feature. I'm sorry, I know there are a lot more questions. You can feel free to yes, no worries.
Are there plans to make the language model open source?
So we don't have our own language models. We use all these language models. We probably use Anthropic's, Gemini, and probably OpenAI as well, all of them. And over and above them, we actually do AI engineering to build the best-in-class AI agents. So on our own, we don't have any language models.
So how are organizations that are going to have a bit more stricter policies in relation to data protection, how are they going to integrate with these AI components if we don't?
Yeah, so that's work in progress. We probably would have an AI integration where it actually will use your internal AI setup. So if you have your own LLM models hosted in-house, our agents would actually be... I'm sorry. So that's the first time I'm hearing. So let me take that as a feedback. If we were to ship an open source language model ourselves, but at this point in time, we have many customers who are probably saying we have a stricter AI policy. You have to use our own internally hosted language model. So we are doing that as well. Cool. Thank you. Thanks for listening. Please feel free to get hold of me if you want to have more questions. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
So quickly getting started, how is AI shaping software? Let's talk about how is AI helping the software. Everyone spoke about using Copilot, Cursor, Claude, or something today. I think fundamentally, two things are happening. We are supporting a new ecosystem, a way of doing development. We moved from web to app, so everyone has web and app. Most of us have web and app both. And now there is a new interface to support as well, which is, I think, the text interface, right? Where people are conversational interface from navigation or using the workflows. We are moving to more contextual conversation. So applications will have another interface to support. All of us are building AI capabilities in our product lines, which means that needs to be tested as well, and which is a new way of testing because it's not deterministic anymore. So that leads to one form of complication and increasing complexity in the user interfaces. And the second piece is just a lot more code is getting written faster. I think in the Q1 results, Google said 30% of their code is being generated using AI, which means a lot more code is getting written faster, which means a lot more testing needs to happen. And also, the second thing, how many of you are seeing productivity gains within your org with AI? A lot of us, right? So that, as you can see in your organizations already, this is massively leading to a lot more code. I have seen two versions of it. I think the bigger applications, which already has a lot of code, especially microservices environment, the productivity gain could be lower. While when you're building a new application, the Claude or the Cursor is able to generate a lot more code a lot faster, which means the application build-up time is a lot faster and maintenance also gets faster. But building new features in an existing thing just takes more time. But essentially, we are seeing gains across the board. More code, more testing, right? Is there some productivity gain on the quality side as well? Of course, I think all of us are using, someone mentioned Playwright MCP or Cursor to generate functional test, API test. Unit tests are becoming a lot more easier to write. But still, I think the complexity increases, more corner cases are being covered a lot more faster, and more cases needs to be covered as well. So which means more complexity and more corner cases, more testing, right? I think that's where we see, and there are there conversations in the companies about, oh, testing is not needed anymore. I think we need to move fast and all testing can shift left. I think shift left doesn't mean testing is not going to happen. Shift left means testing is going to happen. That's a way of doing testing. While can AI do the testing automatically? I'm sure you guys have tried enough tools. That's not where we are today. I think we are quite far from that place. Would we ever get to that place? I think it's difficult to say yes or no. But we believe, I think in the short term, it needs a lot more testing to be done. And we are the testing or quality becomes the last guardrails to make sure whatever code is getting written will actually work for customers in production. That's what our viewpoint is. And that's where we are. Now, how is testing evolved? I'm not sure how many of you have seen pre-automation testing world, but there was a world when there was no Selenium and robot framework, and testing was done heavily manually. Then a lot of automation frameworks came, which helped us do a lot more productivity gain, because you don't need to test every time manually. Agile helped accelerate it. Agile way of working helped accelerate it a lot more faster. We had newer frameworks from Selenium, from Java. We moved to, I think there are many frameworks, languages came, WebDriver.io, then there is Playwright, which helped us do even authoring a lot more faster. But the biggest thing all of us still struggle is code coverage. The applications keep getting complicated, and we still have always chasing coverage. I think thanks to AI, we believe it's going to become a lot more faster. And it's going to supercharge, first of all, test coverage, then supporting other genre of testing as well, which we were not able to do because we were always chasing coverage, which will essentially free up a lot of our time to do meaningful work on thinking about what we should be testing, how we should be testing, how we can build a test infrastructure and test quality to be higher than thinking about code coverage and authoring of test cases. How we are thinking about building test agents or adding AI capabilities in BrowserStack, I think our thinking is not to think about our product lines at all. What we are thinking is what is an end tester or a quality guy is doing on a day-to-day basis, and where AI can actually help them make their job a lot more faster. So we started with looking at what a guy does, from test planning to test execution, creation, execution, and validation. And between each, We spoke to 100+ customers to figure out what all they do, because different organizations do it differently, from manual heavy to automation heavy all the way. But I think the concepts remain the same. They're still doing it, they may not be calling it, but the concepts remain the same, whether they're doing requirement analysis, whether they are thinking, or they are doing it through a process. And we looked at each of these steps and said, oh, this can be done better, because AI can essentially do 3 things really well, right? It can generate now, it can summarize really well, and it can categorize, right? These 3 things it does really well. And we said, okay, what all things, if we have enough information and knowledge about the systems, the applications, and your testing being done, what else can I do better, and can I make the life easier? And that's how we came up with, that's how we came up with these 20 agents we are going to build in BrowserStack. And so first we thought how do we launch these agents? Should we be independent agents you could integrate within your workflows? But that means you will have to figure out, everyone had to figure out how to integrate them, which means an additional integration cost for all of our customers. So we said, okay, let's build all of these agents within our product lines in a way that the productivity gains to our customers get landed a lot more faster. So if you look at these, I think there are 20 agents. I'll probably just talk about a couple of them, and some of them I have demo as well further. So I'll speak about, I think Ritesh touched visual review agent already. So our error rate was almost 2% in visual reviews. That has gone down to 0.2% today. How many of you have used Percy in one of the visual testing? Anyone does visual testing internally? Right? So doing the visual diffs is a huge pain point, whether it's layout testing or the small differences which comes in. I think because now we could train the agent or train the LLM or our agent in a way to think about as an end user, how does it think the layout of the pages, how the components are displayed, and is the end user going to see it in a different way, or will he realize that there is something is broken? I think we were able to train that with all of your data within each context, right? It's not much. And able to effectively get the stability improved drastically using LLMs. Another one can speak about, I think, test failure analysis agent. So in the test reporting and analytics product today, we already had a categorization of all of your failures. Using, I think, rule-based systems prior to AI, we were able to categorize and bundle them. Oh, this is the component which is causing this issue, or is it a specific environment issue because of these 10 tests fate in your build? And now using LLMs, we are able to do it a lot more effectively. We are able to bundle them. We are able to give you, because we had the code access as well, thanks to SDK, we are also able to help you which line in the code led to that failure. We only have test cases, so we are able to identify only test cases. I think in the next version, we also wanted to get access to your code, so we could also tell you which application code could have led to this failure as well, and the rest of the agents as well. So let's talk about test management, and we have a demo as well in this case. You want to start with the demo? Okay, let's do a demo first, then I'll talk about it.
Bone of QA, but it can be a tedious process. Teams spend countless hours interpreting vague inputs, uncovering edge cases, and manually crafting detailed test scenarios. What makes it even more challenging is the chaos of fragmented requirements, scattered across Jira tickets, Confluence pages, PDFs, Figma designs, screenshots, and even Slack threads, creating confusion, missed scenarios, and painful delays. Introducing BrowserStack's AI-powered test case generator agent that analyzes product requirements and instantly generates context-rich test cases while auto-filling key test case fields. Next, let's see the test case generator agent in action. In this first scenario, we'll see how the test case generator agent can create test cases from a well-structured product requirement doc. We're working with a clearly defined requirement for searching for a product on Apple's website and adding it to the cart. This PRD includes all the essentials, such as feature descriptions, expected behaviors, functional requirements, and acceptance criteria. Once uploaded, the AI agent begins analyzing the document. It provides live reasoning by providing step-by-step analysis in real time. It also scans the entire repository to develop additional context, helping generate highly relevant test cases. No need to wait around. As soon as your test cases are ready, you'll get an in-app alert to review them. Stay productive while your tests generate in the background. Get back to the test case generator agent anytime to check progress and pick up right where you left off. After scanning the entire repository, the agent collates all the important information relevant to the user, provided inputs to generate enhanced quality of test cases for a variety of scenarios, like product search, navigation, customization, and more, without the manual effort of poring through lengthy documentation. And it doesn't stop at the obvious. The agent also identifies potential edge cases based on the context in the PRD, scenarios that often get missed during manual test case creation. Each test case comes fully populated with all key fields: description, preconditions, test steps, and expected results, creating comprehensive and effective test cases. You can quickly review the generated test cases, make inline edits as needed, and add selected cases to your folders, all within the same workflow. This AI-driven process transforms hours of test case writing into just a few minutes. Now let's look at how AI-assisted workflows offer even more flexibility. The agent comes with iterative prompting to modify the generated output without starting over. Say you want to generate more P0 security test cases from the same PRD. Simply enter a prompt. For example, generate more high-priority security test cases and ensure that the test cases begin with security. The agent also lets you reject the irrelevant test cases and modify the prompt to improve the accuracy of the test cases generated. The agent will tailor the output to your request, analyzing both the prompt and the document to produce precise, relevant test cases that match your intent. In reality, teams often deal with fragmented, ambiguous requirements, PRDs missing key elements like user personas, clear goals, or acceptance criteria. In this example, we've uploaded one such unstructured document. Despite the lack of clarity, the test case generator agent analyzes the available information, understands the underlying intent, fills in the gaps, and generates well-structured, comprehensive test cases. Even when the inputs are messy, the output is clean, actionable, and test-ready. This is just the beginning. The test case generator agent isn't limited to structured product docs. It's built to understand requirements wherever they live. From Jira stories to Confluence docs to design Figma files, multilingual inputs, multiple file inputs, and more, our AI is designed to handle the real-world messiness of modern product development. Because test cases shouldn't depend on perfect documentation. They should adapt to the way your team actually works. With the test case generator agent, teams are creating test cases up to 90% faster and improving test coverage by over 50%. That means faster releases, fewer bugs, and more confidence with every deployment. BrowserStack has reimagined test management with best-in-class AI agents for test planning, creation, execution, validation, and maintenance.
So this is, I think, how we are redoing our test management using AI, but just a little bit about test management. I think when we started building it, the first version of it we were trying to build a cloud version with a modern UI and as well as native Jira experience as well. Because when we spoke to customers, everyone wants to use it within Jira. No one wants to go to cloud version at all. Most of us don't want to go to cloud version. But there was an enough need of a cloud version as well, primarily because we wanted to look at a whole build in one place, how the builds are running, how the results are coming, which can necessarily go inside Jira at all, and merge with all the test cases, how they are growing over the time, so analytics, reporting, all of that stuff. We needed both of these things together. So that was first version of test management. And then the AI, we started building all these agents, which you see on the left side. We realized we need to probably rebuild full test management workflow using AI, thinking with an AI mindset. I won't say it's necessarily an AI first product, but there is enough workflow changes which happen to make sure it has native AI support. All the workflows are thought how we can make the test management a lot more easier and a lot more faster because it has the most manual workflow compared to the automation testing all of us do. I think the 8 agents we speak about, 5 of us are already in the product today. You can sign up and use them today. I'll just quickly speak a line about each test case generator you saw in the demo. It's primarily you can give your requirements. It will generate the test cases relevant to it. It also gets natively integrated in Jira as well. So if you install the Jira extension, you can create the test cases from the Jira ticket itself. Test selection agent, same if you have a Jira story and you have a good test case repository, you could ask which are the relevant test cases for this Jira story, and it will automatically fetch those for what to be tested for this Jira ticket. Low-code authoring agent, you saw the demo, you could generate code or you didn't have the code generation, but in the same workflow, you could also say, generate the code for me, which will generate the code in low-code, our low-code agent, low-code platform. Test failure agent I touched upon earlier, and test deduplication agent is as you grow the test cases, different teams keep adding test cases which may be redundant or duplicate across different projects as well. So this will identify and highlight those if you want to merge them or delete them or anything you want to do with them. The last release test maintenance is more if you go beyond 5,000, 10,000 test cases, you could probably manage and maintain such a bigger repository in an automated way. Test data generation, I think, is quite obvious. And the test planner, once you give the requirements, if you're doing a big release, which is let's say a big project you want to do over 3 months, how you should plan the whole project, it will help you with that as well. So that's test management. The next one is about our low-code platform. So low-code platform, I think Ritesh touched upon a little bit. So I think we didn't believe in low-code platform ourselves until 2021. I think until we started playing with AI and we saw big wins in AI and what all it could do. And because now LLMs can generate the code so much easier with good accuracy, we realized this is a good time to build a low-code platform targeting teams who are struggling to get to, I think, really automation first, or they're struggling to build capabilities with Selenium, Playwright, any of the frameworks. So it helps build those guys who have great domain experience, who understand your product really well, to get started with the automation testing. And the primarily use case here, obviously, you could write the steps in English, and it could generate the test cases and maintain them over the time as well. Now, application always keeps changing, which means you always have to continue manage this low-code test as well, which will automatically happen using our healing agent. So that helps they become a lot more maintainable. So low-code platform, which earlier wasn't that maintainable, now becomes a lot more usable in today's time. And last, not the least, obviously, you could create repository out of it. You could restructure all the test cases. You can make modules. You can define variables. You could do if-else statements. You could do all the genre of testing. We support Percy, accessibility, all of those within these low-code tests as well. So this quick demo is about how we do NL. You could write in English and run the test cases in the low-code platform.
Code-based automation tools like Selenium require specialized technical skills that are hard to find, involve steep ramp-up and high maintenance costs. The result? Delayed ROI, limited test coverage, and often test automation projects that never really take off. BrowserStack's low-code automation product, with its best-in-class test recorder, makes it easier than ever to create automated tests without writing code. But real-world applications aren't always simple. Workflows today involve dynamic UIs, conditional steps, real-time validations, multi-page flows, and more. That's where the low-code authoring agent comes in, elevating the recorder experience with AI-powered intelligence to automate even the most complex scenarios effortlessly. Just describe what you want to test in plain English, and let the agent turn it into automated actions and validations for you. It's that simple. Let's walk through how easy it is to automate a real-world travel booking flow using BrowserStack's low-code authoring agent. In the first scenario, we'll see how to perform dynamic actions using natural language prompts. We're starting on Kayak, and here, the user begins recording the test flow using the built-in recorder. First, they enter the departure city and destination, just like any user would. These steps are automatically captured and converted into editable test actions. Now comes a more dynamic interaction, selecting a departure and return date. Traditionally, automating a date picker would involve manually identifying calendar elements, handling logic for available dates, and writing conditional code. In this case, the user simply switches to the AI Interactions tab and enters a natural language prompt. Enter departure and return date as any available date in the next month. With a single click on Perform, the AI agent begins analyzing the command. It understands the context of the application, identifies the calendar UI, and intelligently selects valid dates based on availability, all without the user needing to inspect elements, configure wait conditions, or write a single line of code. The action is executed seamlessly, just as a real user would perform it, and instantly captured as part of the test flow. Now let's look at how we can handle complex validations using natural language prompts. Suppose the user wants to go a step further and validate that the flight results are displayed correctly. To do this, a simple natural language prompt is entered. Validate that the flight results shown on the page are arranged in ascending order of their prices. Behind the scenes, the AI agent intelligently scans the page, extracts all flight prices from the visible results, and evaluates whether they follow the expected sort order. In this case, it confirms that the results are indeed arranged in ascending order of price, completing the validation without any manual scripting or element inspection. And at runtime, the AI agent uses the same intent to adapt and execute, even if the app changes. So your tests stay resilient. This is just one example of how the agent effortlessly handles complex workflows. With low-code authoring agent, you can automate a wide range of advanced use cases, such as book the earliest available appointment, or add product to cart, apply discount code, and verify final price, or validate there is a promotion offer on the homepage, and much more. Here's how this transforms testing for your team. Author tests up to 10 times faster, achieve up to 25% higher test coverage, and significantly reduce test maintenance. With BrowserStack's low-code automation, we're not just removing the barriers to automation, we're reimagining what test creation can look like.
I have one more demo. I don't know if we have time. The next one is about accessibility. WCAG guidelines speak about 55 rules, which all of us needs to make sure our applications adhere to so that we can say our application accessibility compliant. I think the open source tool which does this, I think they have around 30 rules automated, which are quite deterministic. We build our own rule engine, Spectra, which is almost have almost 44 rules today. So we have built our own rule engine. We have added 14 so far, and with the combination of course, some use AI, LLMs, and some of it uses, I think, our own internal non-AI algorithms as well to solve for those problems. And why we wanted to speak about AI is because some of those rules cannot be done in any other way. For example, if all of you know about color contrast in accessibility, right? I think that is to some extent comes down to how a human sees it. And we are able to train our own LLM model to give enough inputs to see what is a human perceives the difference between a text and the image or the background, and create a lot more better validation on whether the color contrast is true or not, rather than just saying the 40% color diff is a good color contrast. And still, a lot of it is done manually. And we are able to automate it. Then the same thing is about decorative images and a lot of other things which how screen reader perceives. And some of these rules we have been able to add using our issue detection agent, because they're able to detect a lot more issues which were otherwise done completely manually. And the second one is remediation. Because we know the web page, we have the HTML structure of the page, the DOMs and current state. If I detect an issue, our ability to highlight what fix could it be, I think is also quite available in this accessibility context. So in some cases, we are able to tell you as well what change you should make in the page so that you can go back and make those changes in your code base, or recommend that to developers as well. Those are the two agents we have launched in accessibility: is detection agent, which increases the coverage of success criteria, and the second one is the remediation, which helps you fix those things faster as well.
Left, and offer an end-to-end suite that automates accessibility compliance. Our best-in-class Spectra rule engine powers the entire suite and auto-detects 1.7 times more critical accessibility issues. And there is more that can be done with AI. Whether you are designing Figma files, coding websites or apps, or running manual or automated tests, AI agents help you detect issues with human-like context and fix issues like an accessibility expert. Let's understand the AI agents that power the accessibility suite. The issue detection agent auto-detects WCAG issues that conventionally required human-like contextual intelligence. The remediation agent analyzes the DOM, HTML, component structure, and behavior of websites against WCAG standards, and analyzes gaps and offers contextual remediation guidance. Designers can use AI agents to ensure that they are providing meaningful and accurate alt text, which reflects an image's context and purpose within the content. AI goes beyond just flagging an image missing an alt text. It understands the image's content and context and suggests relevant, descriptive alternatives. But accessibility doesn't stop at design handoff. Won't it be cool for developers if within their IDE on their static code, they could find accessibility issues? Spectra-powered accessibility dev tools work within IDEs, such as VS Code, JetBrains, Xcode, Android Studio, and more. For issues detected, AI suggests remediation steps, including ready-to-use code snippets to fix issues faster. Let's look at an example. Notice for an automatically detected issue within your code, you can fix the form label and associate it correctly with form element with AI assistance. As you click Fix with AI, we provide the AI with tailored context to generate highly relevant remediation suggestions. The corrected code is applied instantly, right inside your IDE. Regularly testing and monitoring websites and web apps can prevent accessibility regression. Let's see how AI can help auto-detect accessibility issues across web pages and page states. In this example, AI auto-detects color contrast issues on complex backgrounds, gradients, and overlapping elements without human intervention. It filters out false positives, highlighting only what truly matters. The result? Up to 90% fewer issues requiring manual review. In this example, decorative images don't add new information to the page. They're purely aesthetic. Adjacent text often already captures whatever meaning they might convey. AI mimics human intelligence and identifies decorative images and recommends hiding them from screen readers. Let's look at another example. AI automatically detects when images are missing meaningful alt text. In this example, product images on the homepage don't have descriptive alt attributes. AI flags this issue and recommends adding descriptive alt text instead of generic labels. Now, let's look at a few examples for a mobile app where AI agents automatically detect issues that even a best-in-class rule engines can't detect without human intervention. In this example, AI detects when the reading order of elements on screen don't follow a logical sequence, like left to right, top to bottom. For a screen reader user, this causes confusion. AI finds the issues with the current reading order and provides a suggested reading order for better screen reader navigation. Let's look at another example. AI automatically detects when an app screen uses an image to display text instead of a native text element. In this example, important information is part of the image, not real, readable text. The AI flags this issue and recommends using native text elements instead of embedding text inside images. Let's look at another example. AI automatically detects when an image or icon lacks a meaningful accessibility label. In this example, a back navigation arrow is coded without a content description. The AI flags this issue and recommends adding a clear, descriptive label so assistive technologies can convey its intent accurately. By developing supportive AI agents for a broader set of WCAG success criteria, BrowserStack wants to help teams ensure that fewer issues are left for manual detection, paving the way for a more accessible digital experience for all. So, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and try out issue detection and remediation AI agents, and take accessibility.
Okay. Mark, last 2 minutes. Yes. I think that the key piece in AI using any of the LLM technology is about the context. How much of the context you guys provide to the LLM to make sure it makes meaningful recommendations and increase the accuracy. Because if you use more of our products, so if you're doing automation testing with us, I already know what your intent is, what you're testing, how your DOM application is across the runs. So I take data from that. If you're test management, I know what all test cases you are really doing about your application, and I get to learn a lot more about your application as well. In that journey, more I know about your application, the testing you are doing, and how you are doing, I think my ability to make accuracy of all the agents increase drastically as I more about learn your applications. I think that's the key. I think all of us should always remember is the context. More I use, the better I will get over the time. And the last piece is around privacy. I think for a lot of firms, it's we are not sure what data you are using, which LLM provider using the backend, and what whether you are training with that data or not. I think all of your data is completely secure. It's only used for training your own in your siloed context. It is not used to increase our underlying model accuracy improvement. It is only used in the context of your agents, which is verticalized by customer. So it's only for you. Anytime you don't like the output or you are not sure about from your compliance perspective, you can switch it off from settings, which will disable all agents across all the applications. So I think the way I see it is, when we moving to cloud, everyone was like, oh, my data would be in cloud. I'm not sure. Today it is in my own data center, so I control it. But today all of us are very comfortable using it. And all of us are cloud first. I think this world is going to be AI first. I think it's already AI first. I think it's this transition going on. So my request to all of you to see it as a AI first world. It's okay to use cloud. It's okay to use AI agents, LLM providers. And I think that's how this journey is going to be. And that's it.